Originally scheduled for a July 17th release, Tenet has had a long, hard road. It was first postponed due to COVID to July 31st, then postponed again to August 12th, with delays costing Warner Brothers over $500,000 in marketing fees. Finally, Tenet was released in Australia and South Korea on August 22nd and 23rd, and moved toward an international release in 70 countries, not including the US, on August 26th. Finally, Tenet has been released worldwide. And the newest Nolan film has been highly anticipated by the masses, and for folks who are hesitant to venture into a theater, they now have the option to view the film in their own little bubble at the drive-in. I'm Ronald Young Jr., and I'm leaving the theater, technically. All right, this is Ronald, and I am leaving the drive-in after seeing Tenet. Tenet, starring John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, Elizabeth Debecki, Dimple, Kapadia, Michael Caine, and Kenneth Branagh. Directed by Christopher Nolan. Written by Christopher Nolan. Hey, how you doing? No, I'm just recording a review. Oh, wait. Yeah. No, no worries. Say what?
How was it all?
It was fantastic, man. I know I already got to watch it twice.
I watched it last night and I'm like, damn, I'm too tired. I need to watch this thing.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting there watching it. I'm like, my brain was thinking so hard.
Visually, it's amazing.
Yeah. It's like, I think he set me up. I'm like, I'm going to have to watch this like 2 or 3 times before I get it.
I have some conspiracy theories about who got...
Yeah. Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. Okay.
That's what I picked up watching it this time. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
Have a good one, man.
Take it easy, man. All right. I don't know how much of that you heard, but you're about to hear some of that again. This movie was very good. It's what you've come to expect from a Christopher Nolan film. It is entertaining. They're visually stunning. The effects in this movie are fantastic. From beginning to end, pretty to watch them perform. The fight scenes, the stunts, all of that was fantastic. The dialogue was very, Christopher Nolan has a habit of dropping you in a movie, not explaining much, and basically having faith that the audience will get this at the end. And I'm sitting here watching this, and maybe this movie is 2 hours and 31 minutes long. So maybe in the first half of it, the first hour or so, I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm just looking for the gimmick. I'm like, what's going on? I'm trying to figure out what it is. And in that feeling, it kind of made me feel like, man, is this guy becoming M. Night Shyamalan in that, I'm watching his movies, and now I'm beginning to look for whatever the gimmick is. I'm looking for the shtick. I'm looking for the punchline of the joke. I'm trying to figure out what that is. And that's what I spent a lot of the first hour of the movie doing, just racking my brain trying to figure this out. I also felt like in the first hour of the movie, I really thought I wanted some subtitles, only because I'm like, I don't want to miss anything. And I felt like I was missing a lot. Like, I didn't understand why the main character, John David Washington, I don't remember what his character name is. I don't even remember if they gave me a name. But I remember kept trying to figure out what exactly is he up to? What is this man trying to accomplish? And then as I was trying to figure that out, and by the time I do figure out what he is trying to accomplish, there's action happening, and the movie speeds up a little bit. So, and then I realized maybe in the second half of the movie, I'm like, okay, this is by design. This is supposed to be a little bit disorienting. I'm supposed to be a little confused as to what's going on. So figuring that out, that was tough. Also, John David Washington's acting was fine, but it was by no means phenomenal. I don't think he was doing anything that was terribly difficult by any means.
Battery down?
No, I'm just recording a review.
I'm sorry.
No worries. No, you good.
Hey, enjoy your day, man.
All right, take it easy. Take it easy. So I'm at the drive-in in Loudoun, and they keep coming by and asking me if my battery's dead. Like, my car is clearly running. I'm trying to record this review and get out of their hair as quickly as possible. So, yeah. So his acting wasn't phenomenal, but it was fine. And when I say not phenomenal, it was by no means bad. But watching it, nothing he really did in this movie stood out to me. I wasn't watching this being like, oh my God, this dude is crushing it. Like, I just felt like he was fine. That being said, the secret star of this movie that you will not, I don't know, maybe you will see coming, is Robert Pattinson. Like, I felt like I'm watching it. I was really enjoying his performance. I was enjoying when he was on screen. I enjoyed every time he was delivering lines, his interactions with John David Washington. Like, I really enjoyed him. He did a great job in this film. I don't even think he necessarily did anything that wowed me as much as he brought a presence to the film that was very good. Now, that being said, John David Washington has a certain type of presence, but it's hard for me to watch this man without seeing Denzel. He walks like his father. He talks like his father. It's just difficult for me to look at this and not say, this is bizarro Denzel I'm watching right now. Like, this is what's happening right now, which isn't a bad thing. And I don't think it's something that's going to hamstring him in the future. I just think it means that he's really going to have to carve out a clear path for himself that isn't just about movies with gravitas. I think this is why I think I enjoyed watching him in Ballers more than this, because in Ballers he's doing stuff in Ballers that his father would never do. So that just came off differently to me. So yeah, so the performances were all good. I liked just about everybody I saw perform in this movie. I thought they all did a great job. I think what's going to hurt this movie is how much it's plot driven and how tricky the plot is. I mean, and when I say tricky, I'm going to try to do a little drive, a little record so they stop coming and asking me about my battery. Welcome back to Leaving the Theater, the version that you guys are used to where zany things are happening as I drive. All right, I don't even have my headlights on. Crap. See? I'm out here wilding. All right, take it easy. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out of the parking lot, and I'm going to park up here on the side, and then I'm going to finish recording this review. I'm going to turn my emergency flashes on, and then I'm going to finish recording this review, and then hopefully nobody bothers me while I'm over here. But yeah, here we go. I'm going to pull up right here. I'm going to put these flashes on because I know all of you are panicking because I'm driving and recording. What is Ronald doing? Stop driving and recording. Yeah, this is like we've reached a new era of leaving the theater at this point. So it's going to be a joy to edit. Anyway, where did I leave off? The plot. So you're going to do a lot of deep thinking in this movie. And we haven't seen a new movie for me, I haven't seen a new movie in 7 months, 8 months maybe. This is the first new movie I've seen. And I mean, not to mention all the Netflix and all that, but I mean like sitting in a theater and watching a brand new film. So I had to wrap my head around being in a drive-in, sitting down, driving in, getting used to all of those things, getting used to, tuning my car radio. Am I comfortable? I was watching it it was raining and I was still watching it. So it was perfectly fine. And the experience, there was nothing horrible or terrible about the experience watching it in my car. The speakers were probably better. I probably didn't have to worry about people around me. Every now and then I could just check down and check my phone for a text. So that was kind of cool. Even though I do like the full movie immersive experience. But with all of that, I'm sitting here watching a Christopher Nolan movie where the plot is, he's not playing around. Like this is this is not a plot for the faint of heart. Like he's sitting here giving you a movie that you really have to think about. So I guess my question about this is, I don't know how well this would have done if it were out in theaters, because I'm telling you right now, I have to watch this a second or third time. You heard me say at the top of the episode to the guy that came over, like I'm going to have to watch this more than once to really get an understanding of what it is I just saw. I mean, we got to the end and I kept thinking there's going to be something that ties it all together, that makes it all make sense. And I got to the end and there really wasn't that moment for me. This movie is dealing with time in a way that I've seen no other movie deal with time, not once. As a matter of fact, the only other person I've seen do a movie like this is Christopher Nolan when he did Memento, and he did the whole movie backwards. So in this case, I mean, there's plenty of scenes in this movie where he's doing things with time, where he's doing it like he's almost. You gotta watch it. It's hard to say more than that without spoiling it. And the funny thing about it is, I could probably tell you what's happening right now in the movie. I could spoil it for you right now, and you'd probably enjoy the movie more because you'd be able to reframe your mind while watching this movie and be able to understand what's happening in front of you. Because there's nothing about the movie, the twists and the reveals aren't particularly groundbreaking. It's nothing that you're going to sit here and watch and be like, oh my God, oh, it was his mother. It's not going to be anything like that. And there was stuff that I picked up on. I was like, I know what that is. And it turned out that wasn't important. It was the why that was happening that was more important. You know, so finding out those things won't ruin the movie for you. So if there's anything you know going in, it won't ruin it. But sitting there watching it, you are going to have to reframe your entire brain to understand the passage of time as they're explaining it to you. I hope that makes sense. And I think if you've seen this movie after watching this review, you'll be nodding right now, be like, yep. If you haven't seen this movie while listening to this review, watching this review, if you haven't seen this movie while listening to this review, then you're going to be like, what is he talking about? Oh my God, I'm excited to see it or whatever. That being said, I would not risk COVID to go see this movie. It was good. I'm somewhere between 3 and 4 stars. I want to give it like probably about 3.5 stars right now. I'll probably give it 4 stars after I watch it a second time. But I right now I'm sitting right at 3.5 stars. But I don't think I should have to watch a movie twice to determine whether I like it or not. Not initially. I feel like I should know. And I feel like because I'm caught in a between place, then there was probably something else about it that I didn't really like. And if I think hard, like there was a couple things, the word that was popping in my head in the beginning of the movie was the word sterile. Like there was a lot of parts of the movie that just felt very sterile. Like the movie had no soul. I didn't feel necessarily attached to these characters, but I didn't feel detached either. So there was a lot of just gray amorphous area in this movie. So I'll probably settle on. I'll probably watch it a second time and be like, you know what? Nah, this is fantastic. This is a 4-star movie. Past Ronald, what are you talking about? But I think, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm gonna settle right at a 3.5 star for now, and then we'll know. I'll watch it a second time, and then maybe I'll feel differently. Who knows? But with that, I'm already in my car, so I'm about to drive home. Don't know if I'd bring the kids to this one because they're going to be confused and they probably won't like it. But good movie for the adults. If you go to the drive-in, I went to the one at the Alamo Draft House in Loudoun. If you're in the Washington, D.C. area, it's out in Leesburg. It's a little bit of a drive, but the people are very friendly and kind. They'll bring you food to your car. Everyone's social distancing. They're wearing masks outside. There's bathrooms. They're following a lot of safety protocols, so I think it's a good thing to do. I think it's a good place to go for it, unless you can find a drive-in that's closer to you. If you're not in the DC area, just look around for drive-ins, because if they're showing it at local movie theaters, then they're also showing it at the drive-ins around you. Do not risk COVID to go see this, though. If it's that unsafe, I would say just wait, and it'll probably be released on demand soon enough, because I don't know if they're going to make all their money back off this. So we'll see. I don't know. But like I said, already back to my car, and with that, leaving the theater is a production of ohitsBigRon Studios. Theme music by the mysterious Breakmaster Cylinder. To find out more about this show and other ohitsBigRon Studios shows, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ohitsBigRon. That's at ohitsBigRon. If you like this show, check out our sister show, Time Well Spent. Leaving the theater will be back soon, but until then, I'll be here. In my car. Wait, no. Leaving the theater is back. technically I'm leaving a theater right now. So, here I am. Leaving the theater, driving away. Leaving the theater, we'll be back soon. That's all you need to know. So, leaving the theater, we'll be back soon.